Hello and welcome along to another live watch along on the Chris McPherson Show. We're set here for the Raiders and the Bulldogs. Going to be a crack at this one. Two sides still clinging to finals hopes. Can they make the run is the big question. One thing we know is another loss today and they will be in a world of hurt. Just over 5 minutes till kick-off. As we build into this one, absolutely looking forward to this as a man with a green heart. We're looking forward to seeing how this goes. But let's have a look at how the two teams do line up for this one. And we'll bring up those starting lineups, and here they are. So some reshuffles certainly. At fullback for the Bulldogs is Connor Tracy, Jacob Carraz, and Jethro Rinakama as named on the wings. And Ari Tuala's been ruled out, so Bronson Sherry comes into partner Matt Burton in the centres. Stephen Crichton will captain the side at 5'8", alongside Lachlan Galvin at halfback. Max King will be in the front row as named with Leo Thompson. Kurt Mann starts in the hooking role in jersey 14. Josh Curran, Jamin Salmon and Harry Hayes make up the back row for the Bulldogs. And then the bench now for the Bulldogs will look like this. Bailey Hayward in 9, Lakalasimi Jones in 15, Jack Underhill 16, Lapoi Hopoi in 17, Sean O'Sullivan 20, and a big welcome back to Jacob Preston in jersey 21. Bulldogs fans will be very happy to see him back on the bench. For the Raiders at fullback, it'll be KO Weeks. Jed Stewart comes in on the wing. Simi Sasagi, Matt Tomoko, and Xavier Savage is the rest of the back five. Dane Laurie will slot in and start at 5'8". Ethan Strange dropping back to the bench. He'll partner Ethan Sanders in the halves. Corey Horsburgh, Owen Paddy, and Joe Tarpanay will make the front row. Joe Tarpanay, the captain. Adam Mariota will come in for Hudson Young, who also drops back to the bench. Noah Martin and Zach Hosking round out the starting 13. As I said, the bench for the Raiders, Ethan Strange, Hudson Young, 14 is Tom Starling, 16, a huge in for them as well. Josh Papali'i, Morgan Smithies in 19, and Kobe Black in 20. They will, of course, be coached by Ricky Stewart, Cam Serraldo, the coach for the Bulldogs. So, with all that said and done, let's bring it in. Let's talk about this game and how it shapes up for these two sides. As I said, both sides really need to make sure they keep winning. The Bulldogs have been in a little bit better form in recent times. And we're looking forward to seeing how this shapes. As it sits at the moment, the Bulldogs in 10th with 7 wins and 8 losses. The Raiders 13th, 6 wins and 10 losses. Yet to have their third bye. They sit on 16 competition points. They could close the gap to the top 8, potentially depending on results, down to 4 with a win today. They're for and against, though, in a world of hurt, both teams. Minus 115, the Raiders. Minus 78, the Bulldogs. For a team that's only lost one more game than they've won, that is a little concerning. So we'll see how this all shapes. It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. Moments away till kick-off now. Raiders up against the Bulldogs. A moment silent for Ron Rapper, the past Bulldog. So Bulldogs versus the Raiders. Here we go, getting ready for kickoff. A big game for both sides. The Bulldogs, a win could get them essentially sitting on the cusp of the top 8. They'd be equal on points with those teams in front of them, and they would need a big win to overtake anyone in front of them, including the Cowboys, the Rabbitohs, and the Sea Eagles, who are all 2 points in front of them, but significantly better for and against. The Cowboys, 61 points better. The Rabbitohs, 162. The Sea Eagles, 211 points. So, reality is they need to be better on wins than all of those teams. So that means they need to win plenty of games from here. They're probably going to need to win 6 or so of their last games, if not more, as we get underway here. And it's kicked off and the Bulldogs come forward. Good strong numbers in the tackle. Mariota, Martin and Horsburgh making the tackle. and pushing the Bulldogs back through Thompson. He'll play it 6 out from his line on tackle 1. Make sure if you haven't already, please hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and get involved with those comments. Let us know where you're watching from. And that's what we'd love to hear. We'd love to hear from you and get you involved in the conversation. So here we go. The Bulldogs pushing forward in this first set. Just taking it all, settling in. Galvin takes a run now. They go through Jamin Salmon, a man who obviously has some history with the Raiders coach Ricky Stewart. Lockie Galvin will kick long. Jed Stewart out leapt for the ball. I wanted 6 more, but the contest was the contest, and it'll be a hand over there. Well, taken by Jacob Kiraz. Tomoko will play it. Dane Laurie filling in at dummy half. Stewart takes a run forward, and now they go to Tomoko as the left centre. He'll take it almost up to the 30 on tackle 2. Now Xavier Savage, bringing it out of his own end, runs into the right shoulder of Josh Curran. He's 34 out from the line, just off centre field. On Paddy gets out of dummy half, gives it on to Simi Sasagi. Been impressive in what's been a tough year for the Raiders, especially after last year's minor premiership. Adam Mariotta elevated into the starting lineup, takes his up to halfway on tackle 5, and that's exactly where he'll play it to complete their first set. Ethan Sanders will kick. He goes high to the air with the left boot. Draws out the fullback in Connor Tracy, who sees a wall of green jumpers in front of him. Dane Laurie, Corey Horsburgh, and Joe Tarpanay in there affecting the tackles. And they push forward here through Rinakama. He'll play it on the 30 on tackle 2. The Bulldogs already starting to inch forward on the field position battle. They're up to the 40 on tackle 3, where they'll play it now. Kiraz will play it. They get 6 more for a slow ruck. Unsurprised there. Hey, NRL Edit, it's good to have you with us. Up the Dogs, he says. It hurts a little bit. I'm a Raiders fan, but that's okay. Everyone's welcome here. Thompson takes it over halfway. He'll play it 44 out from the attacking try line on tackle 2 after that set reset. Man in at dummy half, and they got another 6 more for another ruck infringement there. So Jamin Salmon will play it now. This should be tackle 2. As they go out across, and short ball, questionably flat from Lockie Galvin, but Curran takes it and is brought down. 29 out from the line, 20 in from touch on the left side. Curran very slow to his feet. Takes a bit to knock the wind out of Josh Curran. Leo Thompson met strongly by Tarpanay. Sanders underneath his Horsburgh. That is tackle 3. Centre field, 24 out. Galvin comes across out the back now to Curran. On again to Tracy, who gives it now to Salmon. Galvin will roll this one in behind, hits the goalpost pad and running through, regathering. Did he get it down, Harry Hayes? He doesn't look super confident. Jared Sutton will send it upstairs and it'll go to the bunker. Chase is definitely onside. Deft kick there from Galvin, and it just sits up off the goalpost pad. I think either way they were probably on top here in terms of the foot race. They caught them napping. I'm not sure where KO Weeks was. He's well out of position. And no, he's lost control there as he's trying to grab it, Harry Hayes, and the Raiders dodge a bullet early doors. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Get involved in those comments as well. Early doors, the Bulldogs certainly getting on top here, thanks to some ill discipline from the Raiders, but that chance will go begging after 3.5 minutes. They're still going with the bunker decision. They're already back in play. There we go. Both teams are ready to get on with it as Sasagi takes it forward, and now Hosking in the 13 jersey. Picks up about another 6 metres. And he'll play it 35 out from the line. They go the short side through Matt Tomoko. He's up over the 40. He'll play it 12 in from touch, 45 out from his line. On Paddy out of dummy half, Joe Tarpanay. Barging his way forward, and he gets 5 metres into the attacking half. 18 in from touch. They keep peppering this short side with Dane Laurie. He's brought down 12 out from the line, 12 in from touch. 36 out from the line. Sanders will go to the air. For the contest, Jed Stewart, I think he had an air swing at it in the end, and it'll go into touch here. So the Bulldogs will have a handover. 10 in from touch, 10 out from the try line, and they'll work it out of their own end here. Harry Hayes will play it. Crichton at dummy half. Gives it to Rinakama. No, they've brought it in centre field. That's right. They will get the selection of it. Rinakama will play it now just a metre short of the 20 on tackle 1. And now they push forward. Matt Burton at left centre coming forward. He's wrapped up by Tarpanay and Paddy. He'll play it 28 out from the line. Quick hands on from Leo Thompson. Max King will be the man to play it now. 32 from the line, centre field. Man on to Galvin, out wide now to Bronson Sherry, just slipping up over the shoulder, and the Bulldogs want a penalty and they don't get it. That'll be tackle 4 for Bronson Sherry. 42 out from the line, 10 in from touch on the right edge. Galvin now pushing forward, gives it on here to Thompson. He'll play it on tackle 5, 4 short of halfway, just to the right of centre field. Galvin will kick from almost smack bang on halfway, 15 in from touch on the right. Jet Stewart is the man that's tested, and I feel they'll test him all day. He takes that one cleanly and is wrapped up by Jacob Carraz, 18 from his line. Go out the back to Tomoko. He runs straight into Kurt Mann and Max King. The Bulldogs have had a lot of the early ball here as Xavier Savage goes forward and halts at the line and is met on the 30. He plays it for tackle 3. The back's doing a lot of work early here, the Raiders. Some Simi Sasagi up to the 40 on tackle 4, just to the right of centre field. Ethan Sanders barking instruction. So they cut out Horsburgh and go to Tarpanay. Gets the offload away. Paddy on for Weeks, out in front of Simi Sasagi. Sasagi now gives it on to Savage, who decides to bounce back infield. Gets away from Jethro Rinakama and Crichton. Rinakama and Curran are going to walk him over the sideline here. He threw that back in, and that came off the Bulldogs, I think, but I don't think they'll call it that way. Jared Sutton's having no part of that. I'll tell you what, there could be an argument there that he passed that ball back in and that Jethro Rinakama took it over the sideline. But here we are. It's not the way the referees judged, and they move forward. Jamin Salmon goes forward. He'll play it 4 metres short of halfway, centre field. Pushing forward now is Harry Hayes. He's wrapped up by Adam Mariotta. Zach Hosking down low and Noah Martin over the top on tackle 2. 6 metres into the attacking half. Give it on to Curran here, and Tarpanay drives in as the third man in around the hips, nice and clean. He'll play it on the 40. 17 in from touch, that left edge. They come back centre field. Galvin across. Tracy, little show, little go. Dane Laurie drags him down. Already had 3 set restarts, the Bulldogs, this half. Only 7.5 minutes gone. Galvin with the flat ball to Thompson. Gets the offload back to Galvin. Hayes skipping around, dragged down by Tarpanay. Paddy's in there as well, and that'll be tackle 4. They want 6 more there, but I think that would have been generous. Galvin, Crichton, quick hands. Oh, a little fake bat on there. That was nice from Burton. And Rinakama's going to run for the corner. He tries to get over the top of Weeks. Beats him in the end. He's knocked it on here and racing away the other way. I think he's knocked it on. KO Weeks, is it? No, Xavier Savage down the right side. Coming across in cover defence is Jacob Carraz. The KO Weeks is going to trot down and put it down. We will have a try one end or the other. They'll review this here, Jared Sutton. He's going to go with it. He's going to point to the spot for KO Weeks. They will review it. But I think Noah Martin managed to dislodge the ball from Jethro Rinakama in the corner. Bulldogs players are going back down the other end. They're going to go to halfway because that's where half their team are. And exactly that. Noah Martin managed to dislodge the ball. But did he ground it in the in-goal then? And is the ball dead at that point is the question. And so at this stage, Xavier Savage has the first try despite everything being against the run of play. The Raiders lead 4 points to 0. What's my score for the Roosters Eels? As in my prediction? Is that what you're saying, Hunky? Well, it's going to come down to what the end teams are realistically for me. It looks like there's going to be a few scratchings. We know Tedesco is not playing at this point, but I'll have to look at the end teams before I make a call on that one. At this stage, I'm leaning to the Roosters with Tedesco and Moses both out for their respective sides. Try is confirmed. You won't see that every day. What a way to start. The Raiders have had not a lot of possession, and all of a sudden, away they go here, racing down the other end. Cameron Ciraldo is still puzzled. Oh, I don't know that I'd go that far at the moment. Just really need to see who's lining up in terms of and who's playing where. I want to see Cody Ramsey at fullback, but whether we see possibly Daniel Tupou or Mark Nwanganidawaze going to fullback. They've got no Sam Walker as well. I think it'll be somewhere around the 8 to 16 margin for the Roosters, but yeah, no guarantees, I guess. I thought the Dolphins and the Sharks was going to be close, so who knows? As Sanders hits this well out to the left and curls it back. From out wide, he makes it 6 points to 0. And you won't get a much crazier start. I thought the game before was crazy. This one, well, instead of hold my beer. 6 points to 0. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to get involved in the chat. Hit like on the video as well. Hit subscribe on the channel. All that fun stuff. Help us to keep growing this platform. I'm trying to get to 1,750 is the goal before the end of the regular season. 2,000 by the end of the finals. Help us get there. Hey, Jacob, no, I can't because then I'll get my channel shut down for copyright, unfortunately. We've seen too many people shut down for that, so it doesn't work until the NRL's new rights deal becomes clear. And then they talk about what creators can and can't use. I still don't think we'll be able to stream games, but appreciate you asking politely. But yeah, there is limitations there with copyright, etc. And YouTube are quick to stamp on that, especially with the NRL and the AFL in Australia. Now Martin going forward now. He'll play it on tackle 4. 37 out from the line. They go to Corey Horsburgh now, on to Sanders, who drops Zach Hosking underneath. He thought about the offload, but he's brought down by Jamin Salmon on tackle 5. 44 from the line. I'll go to the air from just outside their 40 with Ethan Sanders. He sends it high and long back to Connor Tracy, who takes it on his 20, 10 in from touch. Skipping across field, gets past Mariota. But Tapane and Martin drag him down. 22 out from his line. Crichton at dummy half. Rinakama barging forward into Horsburgh and Paddy. 11 minutes gone. Bulldogs still looking strong. Carraz here, out of dummy half is Man, gives it on to Max King, and that's a good momentum shifter there. Who is that? Oh, and Paddy underneath with Dane Laurie over the top. And has he made a mistake? He has. Max King's coughed it up. Great contact there. Owen Paddy underneath, forcing the ball. Let's pick him up and drive him backwards, and the ball comes free, and there it is. The Raiders will get an opportunity here. With nearly 12 minutes gone in the first half to attack from front foot ball inside the attacking half for the first time here. Matt Tomoko cuts back against the grain as the Bulldogs broke hard and aggressive from the scrum, and the Raiders were slow to deliver. Almost up to the 40. He'll play 15 in from touch, 41 out from the line. They go to Horsburgh now. He caught it very deep and had to pull up for it. He's wrapped up by Thompson and Man. He'll play it now on tackle 2, 38 out from the line, centre field. Tarpane, a little bit of footwork back against the line. Thought about trying to get the offload free, but Salmon down low, Man over the top is the combo that gets him to ground. 6 more for the inside the 10 metres. That'll be tackle 1. Now Atta Mariotta goes at Curran and Thompson. Man goes down low around the ankles. Mariotta will play this 22 out centre field. That'll be tackle 2. Now they go to Horsburgh on to Sanders. It'll show and go for Noah Martin. They don't fall for it, the Bulldogs, and he's dragged down by Max King, who'll play it 14 out, 21 in from touch on the right side. Horsburgh, Laurie, dummy, beats Salmon. Realise he's run behind Tarpane, and we'll go to ground here. Will he? No, not quite. Max King wraps him up 11 out from the line. Paddy with a little scoot. Gives it to Mariotta, who's brought down 4 from the line. Right, just to the right of the uprights on tackle 5. Dane Laurie rolls it in. Comes off the legs of Galvin. He's going to say knock on from Lockie Galvin. Bulldogs then Raiders. You're going to say he didn't play it with his hand. Comes off the boot, the hip, the hand. I think it'll be the Raiders first if they do challenge this, to be fair. Lockie Galvin not wanting to risk it. So here they go. Jed Stewart packing into the front row in a scrum. If wingers packing at front row doesn't tell you scrums are dead, nothing will. And take this 20 in from touch. And goes centre field. Mariota gives it off now to Sanders. Sanders to Tarpane, who's just broken free of the scrum and looks up and says, how the hell did I end up with the football? He'll play it 9 out from the line. 18 in from touch on the left side. Horsburgh with little one-handed dummies. Gets the offload away to Sanders, who now goes out. KO Weeks accelerates to the outside of Crichton. He's dragged down by Crichton and Burton here. 5 out from the line. 11 in from touch. He goes now to Sanders. Sanders onto Horsburgh, coming back to centre field. Awkward ball. Bounces up for Hosking. Gets the offload away to Dane Laurie. Laurie realises nothing presents on the left, so he just tucks it under the arm. Now he shovels it out. Paddy gets it on. Hosking ends up with it again. This is helter-skelter stuff from the Raiders, but they're not going anywhere. They're back to the 20-metre line. They're 18 in from touch, 20 out from the line on the left side. Sanders runs across. He says here, out of Mariota, take a settler. Mariota keeps marching forward under pressure from Mann and King, and he'll play it 11 out from the line, centre field on tackle 4. Sanders out the back now. Kyo Weeks against Matt Burton. Bounces out of the first one. Gets past him. Accelerates through and is dragged down from behind by Jethro Rinakama. 3 metres short of the line. 5 in from touch. They go out the back to Sanders on tackle 5. He rolls it into the in goal. Somehow bounces up off the foot of Max King. He's done wonderfully there, Max King. Just chipped it up into his own breadbasket, and they'll play it here 5 out from the line on tackle 1. Rinakama comes forward. He's brought down 12 out from the line. 10 to the left of the uprights on tackle 2. Bronson Sherry, a good strong run. Bounces forward. He's brought down 18 out from the line. Centre field, tackle 3. Man out of dummy half. Jacob Carraz comes forward. That's a good 9-metre run from him. He's now 27 out from the line. They keep working forward. Harry Hayes, just a short little shuffle. He'll be brought down 34 from the line. That's tackle 5. Crichton will kick off the left boot. Long, rangy kick. David Savage tracks back, gets it. Gives it wide to KO Weeks. Shapes to give it to Stewart. Decides better of it. And he's met by Galvin, Mann, and Salmon. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. Make sure to hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments too. Let us know where you're watching from. What did you take away from that Sharks and Dolphins game? And how do you think this one washes up? Obviously, the Raiders are lost. Will absolutely put a line through any finals hopes they have, as Owen Paddy kicks from inside the 40. And he's got a 40-20 there, I think, just by a matter of millimetres. What are they going to say here? They're going to say, yes, it's a 40-20. Connor Tracy wants to challenge it. Good luck with that. So if captain's challenge on a 40-20 that's tight, this is going to be nearly impossible from a camera angle. It's going to be touch and go by a matter of centimetres. It's going to have to be conclusive. So they'll stay with the live decision, but Canterbury will retain their challenge. It's inconclusive. I don't know how Connor Tracy thought it would have been conclusive in his favour. It was a real gamble and possibly a way to burn a captain's challenge early in the game. Only 16 minutes and 15 seconds gone. The Raiders will get this underway just inside the 20. Corey Horsburgh pushing forward. They didn't do really well when they were down here last time in the red zone. Let's see if they can be a little more effective this time. Great to have you all tuning in. Jump into those comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Hit like on the video. Subscribe on the channel. Help us to keep growing this platform that we are developing here, covering plenty of sport, but predominantly rugby league and basketball at the moment. Zach Hosking going forward, and you're reversing forward. Galvin wraps him up along with a couple of others. He'll play it 22 in from touch, 5 out from the line. They go across to Horsburgh at first receiver. Sanders gives it. Noah Martin goes through a gaping hole, and the Raiders get their second after 17 minutes. Martin extends the lead to 10 points to 0 on his return with a kick to come. That was a bigger gap than the Sydney Heads. Noah Martin just strolled through that. Beautiful ball work from Ethan Sanders, drawing in the outside defender. Horsburgh at first receiver. There wasn't a lot happening. I'll tell you what, it all comes back to Owen Paddy's 40-20. Well, Stephen Crichton, who decided to hit in, put the pressure on Ethan Sanders. He made the defensive decision, and Sanders was good enough to spot it and give the short ball. And Martin, from that sort of range, just goes over untouched. What about that? 10 points to nil with a kick to come. The Bulldogs had all the early running for the first 10 to 12 minutes. Now the Raiders have 2 tries on the board. The Bulldogs will take confidence from what they've put together when they've had the football, but they need to hold the football. That's Martin's 3rd try of the season, 5th of his career. And 18 minutes gone, it is the Raiders 10 points to nil. Mickey Stewart is always down by the sideline. Ethan Sanders, the man to take the conversion attempt. A career kicking record north of 75%. You take this from 20 in from touch. He's brought it back 14 metres. Hits it just inside the left upright. Adds another 2. They'll lead 12 points to nil. Just over 18 minutes gone here. Plenty of time still in this one. Stephen Crichton just hitting up and in, making that decision. So the Bulldogs will get us back underway here. They go long here. Down to the left-hand corner of the Raiders attack where Adam Mariota brings it back. And play it to Dane Laurie. It goes on to Horsburgh. A little flat here, the Raiders, considering they're up 12 points to nil. There's no real spring in their step. I've just realised I've added 1 too many to the scoreboard. Let's fix that up. Got a little bit excited there. There we go. That's a little tidier. Great to have you there. Make sure you're engaging. Use those reactions. We've seen a couple floating through there. Love those as well. Raiders leading 12 points to nil in this one. Push forward now. Sanders gives it on. Mariota pokes his head through the line. Gets the offload away now. Dane Laurie will centre it up with Horsburgh. Horsburgh drifting forward. Goes at his opposite number in Max King. Trying to get the ball free. Can't do so. So he'll be dragged down. That'll be tackle 3 after they got a 6 more earlier. Now they push forward. Tarpanay. Out to Laurie. Laurie onto Tomoko. Carraz comes in and drives him back. It was a good driving tackle. They're going to have a penalty, are they? They're going to say that he went above the horizontal. I thought that was okay, and I'm a Raiders fan. But, look, I'll take the penalty because, sure enough, there'll be a few calls that'll go against you at some point. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. Jump into those comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know, you think the Bulldogs win this one from here, or do the Raiders go on with it? He did go slightly above the horizontal, but nothing too horrendous. Just past the midway point of this first half, Cam Serraldo's blowing up. Now the Raiders take the tap and give it on to Hosking, who pushes forward. He's dragged down by Curran. 13 out from the line. 20 in from touch on the left side. They'll centre it up now. Tarpanay going through right down that middle channel. Brought down 7 from the line. Just in line with the black dot. Paddy goes to the left. Sanders short ball. Simi Sasagi met strongly by his opposite number with Matt Burton. Simi Sasagi tries to sell a 6 more there. I don't think anyone's buying. Laurie to Hosking. He'll take a settler with Thompson, the man that brings him down. 11 out from the line. Centre field on tackle 4. And they go back to the right here. Tarpanay, Sanders. Out to Simi Sasagi. Gets outside Burton, but can't get the arm free. And he's dragged down on tackle 5. 7 from the line. 2 in from touch on the right side. Sanders will kick cross field. Looking for Jed Stewart. Oh, don't worry about that. He finds Zach Hosking. They don't even contest the ball, Bronson Serry. Oh, my goodness. They all just watched it. And Zach Hosking didn't even have to jump, and it just fell into his breadbasket, and he scores a third for the Raiders. They lead 16 points to 0 in the blink of an eye. The Bulldogs, someone forgot to give them a copy of the real script. His kick just awkwardly goes in behind Galvin and Cherry, who tracked back, and Jacob Carraz held out wide. And the Raiders had 3 players unmarked essentially here. They could have gone to Tomoko. It could have gone to Zach Hosking. Could have probably even gone to Jed Stewart if he had to push his way through the pack or leapt. But none of them had to leap. Hosking, he was no more than 4 inches off the ground. Just hits him on the chest, uncontested, and he scores. That's poor from the Bulldogs. Bronson Sherry didn't even look energised to get there. My oh my. 16 points to 0. With a kick to come, 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Sanders now. Just 6 to the left of the uprights. He makes no mistake with that one either. And they now lead 18 points to 0. Hey, Peter, good to have you with us, mate. 18 points to 0. Ethan Sanders makes no mistake there. I tell you what, they're absolutely, after they started tragically slow, the Raiders, and with some pretty ill discipline early on, they're getting on top here. 18 points in 22 minutes. Bulldogs go long again. Taken by Dane Laurie and given to Adam Mariotta, who came into the starting lineup for Hudson Young. We're looking at that point of the game where we start to look at the teams going to their benches. Will be Josh Papali'i is the first one. Morgan Smithies maybe to come on. In the meantime, now just charging forward. The Raiders getting through plenty of work. Simi Sasangi takes a run. Now Joe Tarpanay looked at pop it on to Hosking, who was with him, but decided better of it. He's dragged down on tackle 4. 20 in from touch. 2 metres short of halfway. Dane Laurie takes a quick run, runs into Josh Curran. That's not when you're barging forward as an undersized man, the man you want to see. Bailey Hayward on for the Bulldogs. There you go. There is the first change. Hey, Hunky. Yeah, it's not great here as the ball bounces awkwardly and Connor Tracy gets it away. Swings it wide to Jacob Carraz and wrapped up around the legs by Dane Laurie, and over the top comes Tomoko and Paddy. Bailey Hayward on, as I said, first change there. Interesting that we're not seeing the front row rotations at the moment. Last 10 minutes, the Raiders had 90% possession. Oh, my word. Owen Paddy just chopped Jethro Rinakama in half. The little man can hit. Connor Tracy running across field. Horsburgh hangs on around the waist and drags him down on tackle 4. He played 33 out. Hayward gets out of dummy half. He wanted to kick early. He's looking for a 40-20. He goes straight down the middle in the end. Jed Stewart was awake to it, was tracking back and probably wasn't helped by the fact that one of his teammates got in his own way. Cherry makes the tackle now on KO Weeks, and if I lip read Cameron Serrato, I think you just said, what the F was he doing that for? As now, Jed Stewart plays it outside the 40. Matt Tomoko running across field, gets the offload away to Simi Sasangi. Gives it that look forward to Ethan Sanders to me, but Sanders will drift forward to halfway and play it on the tackle 4 now. He wanted 6 more, he's not getting it. Scoreboard saying tackle 3. We'll see. Adam Mariotta up inside the attacking 40 on what's now tackle 4. No, that is tackle 5, thank you. Sanders kicks in behind. Nice little weighted kick and racing back. Jethro Rinakama pinned by Xavier Savage in the in goal. Everything's just coming up the green machine at the moment. 15 minutes to go, 18 points to 0. They lead at early in the half. I'm going to say half time. I'm getting ahead of myself by 15 minutes. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel. I'm trying to push these numbers and continue to grow it so we can, the more we grow it, the more of this content I can do. It's as simple as that. Trying to do as much as we can. The Bulldogs go short with the dropout here. Hasn't gone 10 yet. It does go 10 and bounces out of play. Everyone gets close to the ball. No one sweeps around the back watching for the bounce. Great drop out by Burton. Saves a little blemish from his team, and the Bulldogs now at least get possession. Hudson Young comes into the fray now. I'll tell you what, if he plays 80% of what he did on Wednesday night, and the Raiders have already got an 18-point lead, well, they're going to be right up amongst this, the Raiders. So, Bulldogs feed the scrum. Hayward at lock. Goes to the left of Rinakama, who drifts across field and gets as far away from Owen Paddy as he possibly can after he got rattled last time. Sasagi grabs his ankles. Burton coughs it up. There's the ball pulled out one-on-one, and they're going to say two in the tackle. Would have been tight. Second play must have just got hands on. Have a look here. Pretty ordinary carry, and Paddy just played at the ball. Zach Hosking put his hand on just. I'll tell you what, I don't think there was two players in there. The Raiders could have challenged that and gotten away with it, I think. There was no hands on, but probably not the risk you want to take. Jacob Preston on for the Dogs as well. Even as a Raiders fan, he is a sight for sore eyes. Great to see him back. I think he would have been right in the mix for the New South Wales team had he been fit. It's Max King, I think, takes his forward now, and he'll play it. King on tackle 2. 18 out from the line. Galvin gives it short to Thompson. Brought down by Horsburgh. Martin around the legs with Young. That'll be tackle 3. 4 out from the line, just to the right of the uprights. They go across Galvin to Crichton. They've got the numbers on the outside. He rolls it in behind. Burton can't get to it. He knocks it on. Oh, my. He dived forward and wanted to get there. Was there a knock on here, or does it come off Xavier Savage going dead? We're looking for confirmation of the restart here. 12 and a half minutes remaining. Well, it comes off the leg of Rinakama, so. Looks like it's come off Rinakama's leg and then maybe touch Savage. So there we go. 6 tackle, 20-metre restart because it's not a kick. It's come off the knee as he's attempted to ground it of Jethro Rinakama. So it's only if a kick goes dead now that they get the 7 tackle set. So Stewart will take this forward and drive his way forward, but then he'll get driven backwards by Thompson, Hayward, and King. He'll play it here on tackle 1, 5 out from the line. He's been asked to go back and play it. Oh, that is a bizarre call by Jared Sutton because he hasn't gone anywhere. Josh Papali'i on for the Raiders as well. I'll tell you what, it's pretty handy when you can bring Ethan Strange, Hudson Young, and Josh Papali'i off the bench, assuming they do use Strange. And Sasagi goes forward here and he's almost up to the 40-metre line. 12 minutes and 7 seconds remaining until half time as Hudson Young takes a run. Runs into Jamin Salmon, Lockie Galvin, and Josh Curran. He'll play it now just outside the 40 on tackle 4. Little show and go from Owen Paddy. Doesn't really get him far, and he's pulled down 3 metres short of halfway. Played on tackle 5. Not a great set for the Raiders, and Sanders will have to put the boot through this. He sends it back deep, and Rinakama tracks back, and oh, he's knocked it on. Dear, oh dear. He looked at the referee like, are you going to let me have that one? And that was never going to be on. It was a clear knock on. Rinakama, he's having a tough day. My, oh my. What about that? Rinakama coughs it up, and the Raiders will get another opportunity here. 11 and a half minutes remaining till half time. Lead 18 points to 0. Cameron Serraldo. I'll tell you what, who'd be an NRL tipster, guys? Is there anyone out there that tipped the Sharks and the Raiders? I mean, it's obviously a long way to go in this one still, but the way the two sides have started and played these first halves, now we've got a penalty. I'll take the shot at goal here, the Raiders from the penalty. Running out the shot clock on the scrum. Stephen Crichton's thumbs up to everyone. I don't know what he's thumbs up about. If they kick this goal, you're down by 20. You need to score 4 tries and convert at least 2 of them to get level, 3 to hit the lead. Admittedly, you've still got 50 minutes to go, but dear oh dear, I don't know if I'd be thumbs upping my teammates. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Get involved in those comments. Comments are a little quiet so far. Big thanks to those of you. NRL Edit, Stay Husky, Jacob, Peter, Valeri. Sorry, Valeri, I only just saw your comment too. Great to have you tuning in from Bougainville, mate. Love seeing the PNG fans getting behind it. I know how much you guys love your rugby league. I'm pumped for the Chiefs to come in a couple of years. Can't wait. Looking forward to the Bears as well. We're not as excited just because they haven't done as much. I don't know where Josh Curran's going at the moment. Just wandering forward. He doesn't want to get himself into an offside position as Sanders hits this one. Slots it too. So Sanders 8 points to his name. The Raiders lead 20 points to 0. 9 minutes and 24 seconds remaining till half time. Don't forget, of course, the celebrations for Stand With Jai. You can donate now. Just Google Stand With Jai and jump behind Jai Arrow in his battle against motor neurone disease. And the wonderful benefit of crossing paths with him at Brisbane Airport on the way back from Origin this week. Bougainville is in Papua New Guinea. Stay hunky. I think it's an island in Papua New Guinea, if I'm not mistaken. As Horsburgh takes his 40, plays it on tackle 3, just short of the 30. If you're there still, Valeri, is that right? Is it an island? Hey, Colin, tipping does suck. Yeah, that should be a good one tomorrow. The Knights and the Rabbits. I'm looking forward to that one for Jai. Oh, Jed Stewart coughs it up here. Getting the hands wide. Jed Stewart tries to run off. What is with these wingers trying to pretend that they didn't knock it on when they knocked it on, and clearly. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, I won't be doing the Knights and the Rabbits. I've got a contracted commentary gig doing some NBL 1 basketball tomorrow. But hopefully be back for the late game tomorrow. The Storm and the Titans is the game plan. We'll have the Super League in the morning as well. Catalan and Leeds, or Leeds and Catalan. I think Leeds might be at home. So the Bulldogs will have a scrum feed here. 7 minutes and 45 seconds till half time. Feed this just on the attack side half. Oh, my goodness. Bailey Hayward just watched that go through his legs and stood there. This game is diabolical. What are people doing? Connor Tracy picks it up and races away after realising that his dummy half, who's packed at lock, was having a nap. Josh Curran marches forward. If Cameron's through, oh, he's coughed that up. Is it a knock on? Is it a play on here? Hosking gets it away to Martin. Everyone's just standing there looking at the football on the ground. And then Zach Hosking dives on it. And everyone stands and looks some more. And eventually he offloads it to Martin, who goes forward. This is just, the Bulldogs are finding new ways to cruelly punish their fans. Zach Hosking going forward is driven backwards now onto halfway. That'll be tackle 2. And they go to Dane Laurie, who gives it to Hudson Young back underneath. And Hudson Young's met by Leo Thompson. A really good, strong opening stint by Leo Thompson. I will say that. He's been impactful. And again, Hudson Young will play this a metre into the attacking half. Corey Horsburgh, a very flat ball. A little too flat, says the referee to Josh Papali'i. And that, Corey, is why you're not a halfback. That and your physique. 20 points to 0. The Raiders cough it up. This has just been turnover after turnover in midfield. Oh, my goodness. That was blatantly forward. Nice of them to call that one. They haven't called all of them today. Ricky Stewart, I don't think will be pumped with his half of football, to be fair, even though they're winning 20 points to 0. It'll be an interesting game tomorrow for your Bunnies, Colin, I think. No Cody Walker. That young halves combination, how they handle the emotion of the occasion. Sullivan and Ward. Jethro Rinakama, why are wingers feeding the scrum? First we had wingers packing at front row. Now we've got wingers feeding the scrum. Get out of town. Scrums are dead. Someone pushing one. Just keep me entertained. Jamin Salmon goes forward. Owen Paddy locks in on the football. Tackle one. Deliberately concedes a 6 again. Again, what are we? Why are we deliberately conceding 6 again? Just because. Sanders and Martin wrap up Curran on tackle one. They go the short side now with Preston, who hits and spins, but is dragged down on tackle two. Oh, just got whiplash from the camera angle then. I don't know what happened. Oh, dear. Leo Thompson, I gave him a wrap. Now he's coughed it up, has he? No, the referee's going to say it went backwards. Commentator's curse. Just over 5 minutes remaining till half time, and everyone's going to be relieved when we get to half time, both sides. So they wrap up Preston here. Ethan Sanders, they want a high tackle there, but it was a seatbelt and tackle up over the shoulder on tackle 4 on the 30. Lachlan Galvin's running around like a headless chicken. Eventually gives it to Leo Thompson, and he's brought down on the 20-metre line. 5 to the left of the uprights. That's tackle 5. They go to Galvin. He decides to run it. Pass it to Connor Tracy, who drops the ball. Thanks, Selvin. This is tough watch. This is a tough watch. I'm a Raiders fan and we're winning by 20 and it's still doing me in. Oh, dear. What a game of rugby league. 20 points to 0. It's not as bad as the Bulldogs and the Eels the other week on the June long weekend, but it's not pretty. Amazingly, the earlier game that was 66-0 was a better game of rugby league than this. The Raiders go forward here now. Tomoko will play it on the 30 on tackle 1. Now Jed Stewart barging his way forward. Almost up to the 40. He plays it 18 in from touch. 38 out from the line. Now Xavier Savage will take a run. I think the Raiders are just trying to milk their way till half-time. Pardon the pun. It was not intended. Now, Laurie slices through, just clipped by Leo Thompson. Does get back to his feet. Not held. Gets it away to Owen Paddy, who's dragged down on tackle 4 on the attacking 30. Hudson Young in at dummy half. Now, Horsburgh, Sanders, out the back. Weeks. Timmy Sasagi grubbers into the in goal and coming across Connor Tracy just bats it dead. So the Bulldogs completion rate currently 68%. The Raiders at 78%. 78% is not bad, but it's not good. 68% is not good. The Raiders have run for 345 more metres. 80 more post-contact metres as well. Bulldogs will undoubtedly go short here. We've just got just over 3 minutes. Have to be quick to get inside the dropout clock. They've got 3 seconds. That's where they go. They go short to the same side. A little better weight this time. Jed Stewart gets up, bats it back, straight into the hands of Jamin Salmon. Look where you're batting it, Jed. I've got a penalty here. Jacob Carraz is in front of the kicker on the goal line dropout. He's 2 metres offside, Jacob Carraz. Dear, oh dear. Touch judge is right there, right next to him too, talking to him. Wow. 2.5 minutes till half time, and the Bulldogs are finding new ways to shoot themselves in the foot. The Raiders will take the 2 again here. Right in front. Why not? Take some free points. 22 points to 0 if they can kick this. Ethan Sanders happy just to milk the clock down. I don't think either side will mind the clock being milked down here, to be fair. By the time he kicks it, will be under 2 minutes remaining, and everyone will be the better for getting out of this half of football alive. Matt Burton just told that he needs to be on or behind the line. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, jump into those comments as well. Just like a number of you already have, and I appreciate that. Always much more engaging when we have that opportunity to engage with you. Talk anything footy, talk anything sport for that matter. Happy to chat about anything in general. I think we like watching the game at the pub with someone else. Happy for you to jump in there, and I'll do my best to address any questions or comments. The Raiders slot that one as 22 points to 0. A minute 20 remains, just under. Jared Sutton's going to be happy to let the clock run here, I think, as the Bulldogs will meander down. This has just been far from ideal. Eight errors from the Bulldogs as they go a low wobbly kick here, and Dane Laurie eventually picks it up, gives it to Hudson Young, who'll bring it back and run into Bronson Sherry. Also in there is Underhill, who's on now. The third bench player to be used. Means they've now got a choice of Jones, Hopoi, and O'Sullivan as their final bench player, the Bulldogs. I think it'll be. I'm not sure what you're maybeing there, Colin, but sure, why not? Maybeing about the Rabbits young halves combination. Little show and go here from Sanders on halfway. Drags it 40, brought down with 12 seconds on the clock on tackle 4. 5 metres into the half. Holds the back of his head. I don't know if he was thinking he was going to get a penalty. Hosking for Papali'i. Papali'i tries to get the arm free, but Curran's locking him in. But he eventually gets it away, and then Hosking gets it away, and then Josh Curran dives on it, knocks it on. Then it's knocked on by Ethan Sanders. There's knock-ons everywhere, and that'll do us for the first half, and probably an appropriately fitting way for it to end. So 22 points to nil, 3 tries for the Raiders at halftime. Zach Hosking, Noel Martin, Xavier Savage, that bizarre one where the Bulldogs dropped it over the line and he picked it up and ran 100 metres to score. 3 goals from 3 attempts in terms of conversions, 2 penalties from 2 attempts for Ethan Sanders. 22 points to nil at the break. We'll take a short break here. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes or so with the second half. Make sure if you haven't already, hit subscribe on the channel. Hit like on the video. Help us grow the platform. Hello, Jake. Good to see you again, mate. Clarence, good to see you there. Come on the Dogs. Yeah, let's make it into a bit of a contest here in the second half. So hopefully it doesn't go the way of the first game, which was 24-0 at halftime. I don't think it will. But 22-0 at the break. That's halftime. As I say, we'll take a short break and we'll rejoin you with the second half very, very soon. Well, welcome back for the second half. We are all set at 22-0, the Raiders leading the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs completions, 9 of 16, just below 50%. The Raiders at 85%. They've run for nearly 400 metres more. They've missed 14 tackles to 6, the Bulldogs. The Raiders have run for nearly 400 metres more, that is. But what can be done in 40 minutes can be undone in another 40. So come along for the ride. Make sure if you haven't already, hit like on the video. A big thank you to the 10 of you who already have. And hit subscribe on the channel. Big thank you to the handful of you who've already done that as well. Allow us to keep growing this platform as we cover more and more sport for you. Bring it to you live. So we wait the Bulldogs to come out of the tunnel. And some very happy fans to see them, which is more than they probably deserve at this stage at 22 points to 0 down. But as I say, if you can let in 22 points and a half, you can score 22 points and a half, theoretically. Well, if someone else can score 22, then someone can score 22. Let's go with that theory. Let's go along for the ride. 40 minutes to determine this. Don't forget to stay around on the channel. We will have the Sydney Roosters up against the Parramatta Eels a little bit later today. 7:35 kickoff. Looking forward to that one as well. But I've got a roller coaster, undoubtedly 40 minutes. If the first half was anything to go by, we come straight at you here. Maybe the Bulldogs to kick off. And the Raiders take it cleanly and away they go. It's Josh Papali'i to go forward. Now Hudson Young takes the next one. Goes straight at Hayward and Curran. Almost wedges in between them. Brought down now. 26 out from the line. Corey Horsburgh getting a little bit of footwork on the hit and spin. Goes through underneath and we'll play it here after being tackled by Leo Thompson. Zach Hosking moves up all the way up and over the 40-metre line on tackle 4. Ethan Strange. Oh, I thought he was getting ready, but he put the interchange vest back on, just getting everyone's hopes up. Preston makes the tackle. He's going to get out there and put the pressure on Ethan Sanders, who goes to the air from just short of halfway. And Connor Tracy safe as houses at the back there. Wrapped up by Hosking and Noah Martin, 2 of the 3 try scorers in the first half. They continue to work out of their own end here. Now Carraz takes a little run, gets past Paddy, runs into Martin. Good strong contact there over the top. Paddy's been involved in plenty, getting hold of Galvin there on tackle 4. Curran takes it forward. Brought down 22 out from the line on tackle 5. Now Galvin just floats it up into the air. Jed Stewart knocks it backwards and knocks it forwards, and Corey Horsburgh is in front of him. And I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The Raiders need to find a different option on the wing to Jed Stewart. He does some great things, but he does a lot of very, very mediocre ones. He caught that uncontested. And then as he came to ground, somehow dropped it forward, and Corey Horsburgh grabbing it. Well, I don't blame him, but they're going to call it as an accidental offside. I don't know. That should have been a penalty. But anyway, moving on. Hayward out of lock. This time he actually picks it up. Galvin gives it on to Preston. These two sides should be better than this. Jacob Preston. Now Galvin gives it short. Leo Thompson runs into Horsburgh. Hudson Young and Zach Hosking in on the tackle as well. Go across and dropping back underneath. Bronson Cherry charging forward. Just brought down a metre short of the line by Hudson Young on tackle 3. 4 to the right of the uprights. They fire it across to Galvin. Little dummy pushing through. Potential obstruction. Well, they're not going to review it because he's wrapped up on tackle 4, 2 metres short of the line. Hudson Young gives him a nice little wedgie for the time. Oh, Underhill, a little juggle, bobble. Wrapped up now by Papali'i. Martin Horsburgh comes in and chops the ankles. That's tackle 5. 4 out from the line, centre field. Hayward out the back to Crichton, who's going to float it over off the left boot. And up over the top, Rinakama, he gets the Dogs on the board straight away here. He just leaps over the right winger, Xavier Savage. Savage got up, but Rinakama got up higher. And the Dogs are on the board finally. He gets that try that he thought he had in the first half, where it was Xavier Savage that ran away with it. Matt Burton's got a confident smirk on his face after that, and it's 22 points to 4 with a kick to come. Well, we're not going to have a repeat of the Dolphins shutout, Schmozzle. The Raiders have only got themselves to blame here after, like they did in the first half, a very sluggish start to the second. Savage got there and he had no real support from his teammates tracking back. Would have liked to have seen a little more hustle here once the kick went up from probably Simi Sasagi, but again, I'm not sure what he would have done apart from maybe illegally impede the run of Rinakama. Unsurprisingly, the try is confirmed. 4 minutes gone in the second half, and the Bulldogs have already got points. So, Stephen Crichton, the man, whose kick set that up. He's kicking at 83% this year, which is a phenomenal strike rate for a goal kicker with more than 30 attempts. He's only missed 6 times. And with 5 minutes off the clock in the second half, he has his first opportunity to take a strike at goal in this game. He's about 6 metres in from touch, 21 back. Probably closer to 5 metres in from touch. 21 back. He'll hit it at the left post and bring it back across the front. He brings it too far, though, just curls it across. And I'll keep it at 30 from 37 for season 2026 for Stephen Crichton. And Critter misses that one. So 22 points to 4. 35 minutes and 3 seconds still on the clock. The irony of Rinakama being the one to take the high-flying grab after he'd coughed up a couple in the first half. So the Raiders get us back underway here, and they go long to the left of the Bulldogs, and Leo Thompson comes flying back, runs into Josh Papali'i, Simi Sasagi, and Noah Martin. Hayward at dummy half goes the short ball to the try scorer in Rinakama. Paddy comes in and tries to chomp him in the ribs again as he got him earlier. I said it was a brutal first half for Rinakama. He spilled a couple, bombed a try, and got chopped in half by a man half his size as Underhill plays this on tackle 3. And give it away now. And playing it on tackle 4 is Salmon. Tracy chopped down. Josh Papali'i shoots out of the line, gets him around the waist, but couldn't really win the ruck despite a dominant tackle. Burton will go to the air here. Savage up and takes this one cleanly above his head. Looked like he was playing for the AFL All-Stars. Now Simi Sasangi goes forward. He's brought down just on the 30-metre line. I think Savage might have copped a little cork in the quad there. They come the short side, Noah Martin, but the Bulldogs read that well. They only pick up 1.5 metres maybe on that tackle, which is not ideal for the Raiders. Sanders in at dummy half, goes to Dane Laurie, who's going to drive it forward. Hayward meets him up top, Underhill down low, and he's up to the 40-metre line on tackle 40. Tackle 4, sorry, tackle 40. That's not a thing. Sanders, KO Weeks, ducks under one from Galvin, slides his way through almost up to halfway. Strange is ready to go. He comes on for Horsburgh. Be interesting to see, is he just going to go into the middle on play as a lock, Strange, or Dane Laurie probably will, to be fair, as Rinakama takes this one, and then he's just absolutely levelled by Noah Martin and driven backwards. He's slow to his feet, Rinakama. They really target him with the kicking and the shots as he takes the catches. They time their chase so well. Shoulder on shoulder from Martin as Burton will play this one on tackle 2, just short of the 30. They get 6 more for a ruck infringement there, which seems inconsistent, I think it's fair to say. Carraz will play this 39 metres out from the line. They'll play it back now to Hayward. Hayward to Salmon. Salmon up and over the halfway line. He'll play it 1 metre into the attacking half. Now Underhill, big frame. The blonde locks bouncing as he charges forward, and he's met by Weeks and a couple of others. Now they go to Curran. Out the back to Galvin. Hello, mate. There's been 4 tries so far total. Bulldogs are the comeback specialist sticks. Well, here's their chance to prove it. Penrith were the comeback specialists a couple of seasons ago. Went on to win a premiership, so might bode well, but they've got a long way to go, the Bulldogs. Maybe it's a building block for 2027 as it's batted back here by the Bulldogs. Still tackle 5 as Jamin Salmon's wrapped up. Jed Stewart leapt up and missed the ball. Probably a better result than him touching it because we've seen what he can do. I don't know who's had a worse night so far, Jed Stewart or Jethro Rinakama. Probably Jed Stewart because he hasn't scored a try, but then his side's winning by 18 points. So you be the judge. Tomoko plays it. Here comes Jed Stewart now, and he's stopped at the line when he's seen Leo Thompson. I don't know why he ran straight at Leo Thompson and why he stopped either of those things. As Dane Laurie just tucks this under the wing and little show and go. Drag down just over the 30. Papali'i now bouncing forward, runs straight at Underhill. Picks up 15 metres. Think Papa's still got it. Coming back from that calf injury. Now Paddy, Hosking gets out. Looked to offload, decided better of it. Thompson's over the top, wrapping him up on tackle 5. He'll play it now 4 metres into the attacking half. Sanders goes to the air. The wobbling torpedo just drifting back. And Rinakama, he's safe this time. Savage helps out and shuts him down on the 20. He'll play it now on tackle 1. Crichton, Burton. Burton runs into Paddy and Young. Also in there is Dane Laurie, who it looks like has moved into lock. Position Ricky Stewart's like to use Laurie and Brayley in at different points this year. A more mobile lock than maybe even a Hosking. Galvin gets the ball back inside and is chopped low. Good tackle by Paddy again. Paddy gets out after Hayward as Hayward sends Salmon in behind the ruck. 3 tries to the Raiders, 1 try to the Bulldogs so far, mate. Crichton goes to the air. Savage leaps for it, so does Rinakama. I think Rinakama's knocked that on. Sanders grabs it, gives it on to KO Weeks, who's wrapped up there, and that'll be the 0 tackle. He'll play it 8 in from touch, 10.5 out from his line, and now Savage goes for a run. Brought down 15 in from touch, 18 out from the line on the right edge. Now they go Simi Sasangi, who just wanders across field, then tries to punch a hole in the line. Brought down 26 out. Centre field. They keep going to the left. Paddy decided to come back to the right. Hosking wanted to offload to someone else because he wasn't expecting it, but there was no one else there. So that'll be tackle 3 on the 30-metre line. Now they'll go Strange. On to Hudson Young. On to Matt Tomoko, who Karaz shoots up on. Tomoko looks to try and get the arm free. Karaz here. I'll tell you what, some of the others are 6 malls. That probably should have been. Hudson Young hits, spins. Holds his feet here with Harry Hayes on the ball. That's 5. Harry Hayes falls over. Wants a penalty, not going to get it. Paddy gets out of dummy half looking for a 40-20. And he's going to get it again. Connor Tracy was right there and just let it bounce. I'm perplexed as to what is going on in this game. Again, right on the mark. Paddy gets out. I might be a bit harsh on Tracy here. He just didn't even try it. Like, take off and try and bat it back in. Paddy gets a second 40-20. He's just so lethal there. 29 minutes on the clock, and the Raiders will have the ball about 18 metres out from the line. The Raiders fans are up and about at the Olympic Stadium in Sydney. Hudson Young charging forward. He takes it inside the 10. He's brought down 6 out from the line. 5 to the left of the uprights. That's tackle 1. Now Hosking. He's got Papali'i with him. He bursts through, and Hosking's going to get there. He gets the ball down. Hosking's got a double. The young mule gets it done. 28.5 minutes on the clock. The Raiders strike back 26 points to 4 with a kick to come from right underneath the black dot. There you go. The 40-20s are coming. That's the 5th try of the game for you, Advent. 4 tries the Raiders, 1 to the Bulldogs now. Another 40-20. Owen Paddy is absolutely on. And Leo Thompson, he's played 52 minutes unbroken and he just fell off that tackle. There might be a little bit of fatigue. He poked his head through between Underhill and Thompson. Hayward tried to help cover up, as did Tracy, but it was too little too late. He did enough just to find the ball on the line. The boys are absolutely up and about for him. Just noticing Dane Laurie repping the 2466 postcode. The Northern Rivers, Iluka. He's raised in Iluka, born in Sydney. I work out who he would have played for. Lower Clarence Magpies and Grafton Ghosts. There you go. That makes sense up in that part of the woods. Up in the Northern Rivers Rugby League and Grafton in Group 2 now. The mid-north coast of Australia, of New South Wales. Ethan Sanders will slot this. 27 minutes still on the clock. Still plenty of time. The job far from done for the Raiders. They lead 28 points to 4. 27 minutes to come in the second half. Great to have you all tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Get around helping us to grow this platform. A wonderful thank you to all of you who already have. And certainly share it with your friends, especially those who don't have access to the streams of the game and pay TV and those sorts of things. That's what we're here for, is to provide an alternative. So Hudson Young takes the short kickoff here, and I'll start this set 28 out from their line. It was kind of a mid-range short kickoff. It was a little odd, but that's okay. You got to try something. They've been trying plenty. None of it's been rugby league driven. Papali'i barging his way forward, up over the 40. He'll play it 4 metres short of halfway on tackle 3. Paddy in at dummy half again. Asking maybe if you go short kickoffs, I suppose, then they're going to start the set closer to being over the 40-metre line as Strange goes skipping about, bouncing forward. Yeah, it's a really hard one, sorry, Selvin, just purely because the clock stops so much, and just trying to manually copy that with the system that I'm running is really challenging. Oh, kick back infield there from Savage. Paddy flicks it over the top. Hosking's got a hat trick. Zach Hosking has a hat trick, and I'd have to take an educated punt that that's the first time he's happened in his career. Owen Paddy with the basketball pass back over the top. Xavier Savage, I think it was, that somehow just chipped the ball as it bounced. Back infield, Owen Paddy picked it up, and Zach Hosking goes over under the post for a third time, and the Raiders lead 32 points to 4. Here we go. Sanders puts up the kick from 33 out from the line centre field. It goes across, and he just, hit it on the volley. Back into Owen Paddy, and then Hosking over. And Hosking gets the ball back, and what about that? There's still 25 and a bit minutes remaining, guys, so plenty of time still to come. Hosking's third try is confirmed. Hosking gets a hat trick. He could get 4 yet. There's still plenty of time. Let's have a look and see how many times he's even scored a double before. Let's have a look. He had 11 tries, and he'd never even scored a double before today. Most 2023, he had 3 tries in the season. Last season, he had 5 tries in the season. He's already got 3 tonight. So Ethan Sanders, 6 from 6 from the tee tonight. 4 conversions, 2 penalty goals. Another relatively easy one straight in front. And he gets that one too. 34 points to 4. Still 24 and a half minutes remaining. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. Jump into those comments. Get involved. What are your takeaways from this night of rugby league already? Seen the Raiders and the Sharks putting on a clinic each. I mean, there's still plenty of time here. The Bulldogs can still certainly come back into this one. But what about that? Xavier Savage just decided not to catch it and just chipped it back infield. Just rolled it across off his boot. Oh, we've got the Norwegian rowing going on from the Raiders fans. They're really leaning into the Viking mythology. Jed Stewart put his foot wide there. I could see him absolutely bombing that. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. It's great to have you along for the ride. This is, well, a little biased as a Raiders fan too. But, yeah, certainly an interesting one. It keeps our very, very faint finals hopes alive. 24 minutes remaining. I'll pop that in the chat for everyone just so that we've got a marker. They go high here. Tackle from Harry Hayes just creeps up. The Raiders will get a penalty here. It's a tough one. He comes over the shoulder as Laurie falls. The Raiders go aggressive with the kick for touch and find touch on the attacking 40. They're on the front foot now and they're rolling. Hey, Lawrence, great to have you with us. Appreciate that, mate. Always appreciate some positive feedback. Big thank you to Beachside, too, for the donation just before. With the super gifts, as we have Matt Tomoko caught around the collarbone. Galvin is the man that wraps him up, but they're happy with the tackle, so they'll play it here on tackle 2. 32 out from the line, 10 in from touch. Hudson Young driving forward. Hayward rides his back down to the ground. He'll play it 22 in from touch, 25 out from the line. They go to Laurie. Laurie short ball to Tarpanay. Tarpanay wrapped up by Preston King. And one more as they work him backwards outside the 20. Now, Owen Paddy gets out and drives forward. He'll be brought down 11 from the line, just to the right of the uprights. Okay, Weeks fills in. Sanders floats this one up over the top, over Carraz. Oh, almost taken there, of course. Jed Stewart, he knocks it on. Love to say I was shocked. Very good footballer. High balls are not his friend. I think it'll be in the in goal and it'll be a 20-metre restart here. Let's have a look. Where is he when he knocks it on? Oh, no, field of play. Field of play. He knocks it on. Gone to the bunker here to determine this, but there we go. 20-metre restart. Still 22 and a half minutes remaining. Jump into those comments, guys. Don't be shy. Let us know where you're watching them. Hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Huge thank you to those of you who have already done so. I'll just tick up past the 1,600 subscribers today, so greatly appreciative of you all who've come along for the journey, and some of you that have been along for the journey for quite a while. So on the live ladder, the Raiders come up to 12th. They overtake the Tigers. They sit equal in competition points with Melbourne, who'll play the Titans on Sunday night. If Melbourne do win that game, they'll leapfrog the Bulldogs the way it currently sits. Crichton, cut out ball for Burton. Savage shoots up and wraps him up. Tarpanay comes across as well, and that's tackle 4 on halfway. Hitting out a dummy half is Hayward. He gives it on for Max King, who's back out there. It's tackle 5. Hayward gets out a dummy half. He gives it to Mann. He gives it on to Jamin Salmon. I'm sure Ricky Stewart will be having a chuckle about that as a 5th tackle option from Salmon. Hudson Young will play it here to start the set. 25 out from the line. That'll be a 0 tackler set effectively. Matt Tomoko will play it now on the 30. 15 in from touch. Jed Stewart goes back in behind the ruck. Picks up about 7 metres. Preston. No, sorry, not Preston. Salmon in there again. Laurie driving forward. Now Preston's the man tackling alongside Mann and Hayes. Tom Starling getting ready to go into the action, which is an interesting one. It means Morgan Smithies and Kobe Black. I'm not surprised that Strange and Starling probably preferred over Kobe Black unless there was an injury to a half, being the 7 probably in Sanders. Coming out of there is not a great decision from Owen Paddy, who brought down on halfway. Harry Hayes taking a swipe at Paddy. Got to be careful there. He thought that Paddy kicked out at him, but I think he just caught his foot as he got up as Connor Tracy takes that inside his 20. Drops it backwards, and then Rinakama, he knocks it on as he goes to ground, does he? No, says the referee. I'll play it there for tackle 1. Rinakama's nearly given himself up. He's there asking for permission to play the ball. Dear, oh dear, what is happening in this game? Jacob Carraz is beating about 5 defenders. That's what's happening here. Now we've got an obstruction call here. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you. That's how Carraz beat so many people. He ran behind a runner. Took an advantage from it. The Raiders now, they lead by 30. Do they take the 2 here again? Penalties 28 out. Oh, hang on. They're going to come back 30. Hang on. What are we doing? They took him back to the 30. Now they take him forward again. 24 out it's going to be. The Tom Starling will come on for his 150th NRL game. Tell you what, it's a handy little bench they've brought on. Ethan Strange, Hudson Young, Tom Starling, and Josh Papali'i are the 4 changes they've used. I think the Dogs have still got 1 fresh change to rotate in, so there you go. But it'll be Ethan Sanders from 24 out to add to his already 7 from 7 tonight. So Sanders from 24 out, straight in front. Another penalty, a 3rd penalty goal that he'll add to the tally. He hooked it a little, but still hits the target. He's 5 from 5 from conversions and now 3 from 3 from penalty goals as well. It's 36 points to 4. Ricky Stewart is having a chat with Owen Paddy. An outstanding performance from Paddy. You have to think that the Bulldogs will go the short kickoff again here. Just a reminder that we'll be going almost straight from this one to the next one, which will be the Roosters versus the Eels. I'll tell you what, if the Roosters play well, has that gone 10? It has, and then it's been knocked on by Hudson Young, but he's been held out of the play, he said. I'll tell you what, it looked a little like he had, but they'll get away with one there, the Dogs. Jacob Carraz. Probably need a few breaks to go their way at the moment. Max King driving forward. Zach Osking, the hat-trick hero. Gets across for 3, but here he's making the tackle. Now they push forward. Salmon will play it on the 30 on tackle 3. Sorry, that's Preston, not Salmon. Now Max King through the middle. Ramped up by Tarpanay and Hosking. Hayward out of dummy half. Gives it on. Now it's Salmon. He'll play it 15 from the line. 20 in from touch on the right edge. Galvin out the back. Kurt Mann is slipped. Crichton the cutout looking for Rinakama. Rinakama wants a double. He's pinned down a metre from the line and he's coughed it up. That's the second time in a close to or try scoring situation that Rinakama, as he slid forward, has lost possession. Stephen Crichton's gone down here. Was there late contact on Crichton? Is that Noah Martin coming across? No, they're happy with the contact. Let's have a look here on the replay. Been looked at and cleared. Only a little bump. Crichton's just landed awkwardly. I think he's landed awkwardly on his shoulder is the problem. He's flat on his back at the moment. Not great for the Bulldogs. You don't like to see injuries to anyone. Noah Martin's committed. Just gets a bump on the shoulder on shoulder. And Crichton goes down holding that arm. It's arm on arm. I think he's got that shoulder issue already. He's got the stinger on the right arm is what's looking like happening. Just under 17 minutes remaining. There's an innocuous bump. But Crichton is still down here, so we'll keep you up to date with anything we know. But I'll tell you what, that's not a good sign. The Bulldogs on the back of a pretty comprehensive result so far in this one. Still just under 17 minutes remaining here. So, right on top of the Raiders here. Extended stoppage with Crichton down. Still just waiting for the resumption here. They've got his neck braced with their hands. He's holding the shoulders, taking their time, taking no risks. I want the stretcher for him. That is not a good sign. Call for the stretcher now for Stephen Crichton. So tough scenes if you're a Bulldogs fan. Tough scenes if you're Cameron Serraldo. The Medicab will come out. Roy Horsburgh and Josh Papali'i just getting warm and ready to go as changes. So Sean O'Sullivan will be the man to come on. He'll be the fourth change. So you'd have to think that he'll just go straight into halfback and Lockie Galvin will slot to 6. And just the Medicab, she's only on top of Stephen Crichton here. The two medical teams working together here. As you said, it looked reasonably innocuous, just a little bump side on. Didn't seem overly late. It was a touch and go sort of one, and straight away he clutched that arm close to him. And he's down in quite some pain. And that right arm, right shoulder. Tough scenes. I'll have him moved along shortly, but really tough to see as a fan of rugby league. And especially, I can imagine, if you're a Bulldogs fan. Such a key part of the State of Origin win recently. Has been one of the outstanding stars of the game in recent seasons. Well, across Penrith's run until he's moved to the Bulldogs. I'll look to... Yeah, they've got the neck brace padding out. Spinal board on. So yeah, it's a tough one. Really tough to see. They roll him forward. Medical team all out there together. St John's team, the Raiders doctors, the Bulldogs doctors. They'll get the blocks back on. Lock him in place. They'll strap him down. And they'll take their time to lift him up. Really tough scenes. It's like pan up to Cameron Serraldo and Adam O'Brien, and Cameron Serraldo must be asking what he's done to end up on the wrong side of not only this result, this performance, but now to lose one of, if he's not his most key player, his captain. It's a brutal game, rugby league, sometimes, and even the most innocuous contact can lead to a pretty serious injury. It's wonderful to have you all with us. Make sure to hang around after this because we will be going straight on to the Roosters and Eels game. A short break. If this one runs too much longer than expected, we may miss the first minute or two, but we'll be right with you very soon thereafter. Noel Martin just having a chat with Jacob Preston, sort of suggesting, I'm guessing it was just saying, look, there was certainly no intent for that to happen. An innocuous tackle. It's a hard one. You're out there trying to get physically on top, but it's never the intent to try and actually harm someone to a point of them being injured like this. So I'm sure Noel Martin's feeling less than ideal about it, but not much he could have done. He himself has come back from injury, so he knows how tough that can be. Just under 17 minutes remaining here. Wonderful to have you all tuning in. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you could hit like on the video and hit subscribe on the channel. Join us for the ride along. As I said, we'll be back later on tonight with the Roosters and the Eels. We'll be back in the morning as well, the early Super League game. Well, it's the late Super League game technically, but early Australian time. Leeds Rhinos up against Catalan Dragons. And tomorrow night we'll be back again with the Storm and the Titans. So there's plenty coming your way. So they make their way off. Players and even the officials getting back into a little warm-up there. This time of year, it can be tough. A little bit cold, and you end up a lot injured. There's still just under 17 minutes. 16 minutes and 54 seconds, Advent. So that's where we're up to here. So no worries, mate. No worries. Happy to try and keep you up to date. I'm trying to work on a way. And to be fair, I'll be honest with you, it may be a next season problem, a way to just get a screenshot. And you can't really take it from the streaming service, but a way of having a clock and a scoreboard maybe that automates rather than me having to manually populate it so that we've got that at least close to the mark. In the meantime, the Raiders back underway here. And there they go forward with Dane Laurie up over the 30. And they push forward up over the 40, the Raiders. They'll play at 42 out from their own line with it. The hat-trick man, Zach, the junior mule Hosking. Tapane goes forward. Brought down 2 metres short of halfway on tackle 5 centre field. Very slow to his feet. Played on halfway in the end, eventually on tackle 5 as Sanders puts a torpedo bomb to the air for Rinakama. He takes this one. Gives it on to Connor Tracy. Goes back to Carraz. They've gone backwards, the Bulldogs. Tracy sweeping around. Carraz. Ethan Strange takes it away from him one-on-one. How about that? The Raiders will start this set 8 metres out. Carraz knew it was happening and he couldn't do anything about it. Strange too strong. Tapane barging forward. Do we see Hosking barge over for a fourth? Wouldn't that be something? In at dummy half now, Starling. He's got his 150th. Could he get across? Gives it on to Noah Martin, who's wrapped up by Burton. That's great defence from Matt Burton. Metre out from the line. 13 in from touch on the right side. Starling gives it across. Hosking, he's been sniped. I don't know what happened there. He just fell. The service is getting quite chopped up at the Olympic Stadium. They come back to the right. Rolled into behind by Sanders. Getting there, Simi Sasagi. Did he bounce it or did he get it down? That's the question. It looks like he got it down. The referee's going to point to the spot, and the Raiders have hit 40. Again, I don't think many people were predicting this to be this sort of scoreline. The Raiders lead 40 points to 4 with a kick to come. Simi Sasagi gets in on the action. Gets their 6th try. And here it was. That Tomoko went to go in. Hudson Young, Ethan Strange said, no, stay out of it. He just stayed just at arm's length enough for Strange to take it. And then just dabbed in behind by Sanders, and Sasagi races through. Gets it down. Try confirmed. Off the left and rolls through. Sasagi barges through the gap between Preston and Burton. Gets it down with half a metre to spare. How about that? 40 points to 4. Having a field day, the Raiders here. We've seen 2 away sides between them score 106 points so far to 4 for the home sides today. Is it an ominous sign for the Roosters? In Daniel Tupou's 300th game? Only time will tell. So Sanders with one of his tougher kicks of the day. As Jared Sutton stops the clock at 13.5 minutes remaining. Wonderful to have you all tuning in. If you're enjoying the call, make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and get involved in the comments too. Let us know where you're watching from. As he hits this from 10 in from touch, he's going to push it across the face. Doesn't quite kill back. Shaves the outside of the post, and the score will remain 40 points to 4. His perfect night from the tee stops at 8. They go the short kick off the Bulldogs. They get this one back through Carraz. There you go. Something's come up for the Bulldogs, which is positive. Bulldogs on the march forward now with King. Inside the 30. He's wrapped up there by Hudson Young, Corey Horsburgh and Tom Starling. Hayward at dummy half gives it on to Galvin. Short ball to Preston. Jacob Preston, they read that well, the Raiders, and they've wrapped him up quickly. Sanders, Martin, Horsburgh in there again, getting through plenty. That'll be tackle 4. 12.5 minutes to go. And play it 15 out from the line. Short ball back inside. It was very flat at best from Kurt Mann, and that'll be tackle 5. 14 out centre field. Max King plays it. Sean O'Sullivan gives it on. Lockie Galvin just takes out some players in behind. So we'll have a look and see. We're going to have a penalty for obstruction again against the Bulldogs. No quick tap, says Jared Sutton. So now the Raiders work forward through Noah Martin. Xavier Savage takes it up over halfway. They got a 6 more. A tackle it goes. So that'll be tackle 2. Up to halfway here. Another push there. They get another 6 more. No, says the referee. Don't milk it, Xavier. Stand and play it. Corey Horsburgh. Hit, spin, gets through Hayward, and then Harry Hayes. They get a 6 again for inside the 10 instead. 11 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. The Raiders on the march here. That's tackle 1. Hudson Young bumps through the tackle of Kurt Mann. He comes again with Galvin and Hayward. Young trying to get up to play it. Again, they're just in the ruck there, the Bulldogs. They don't seem to mind. Both sides are as bad as each other. Noah Martin busting through. Hit by Burton, though, just short of the 20. That'll be tackle 3. Starling gets out of dummy half, gives it on to Sanders. He thought about a kick. Just holds on to it, and he'll play it 11 out from the line. 10 in from touch on the right-hand side. That's tackle 4. We get it. Weeks at first receiver. Tarpanay on for Horsburgh. Gets the ball out the back. Was that knocked down by the Bulldogs? No, says the referee. Kurt Mann will advance forward. I think the Raiders will be on the point of arguing. Bulldogs now through Bronson Sherry, who's been, fair to say, pretty quiet. No disrespect to him. He just hasn't had a lot of opportunities. So a reminder, we'll have the Roosters and the Eels after this one. And then tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., Australian Eastern Standard Time, we'll have the Leeds Rhinos over in Catalans. Bulldogs now on tackle 4, play at 40 out from the line. They're on the march forward. Mann on to Tracy, to Salmon. Player skittled on suspicion, and they get a penalty for it. Connor Tracy will kick for touch. Now hitting, spinning, Max King, driving his way forward up to the 20. He'll play it on tackle 1. And they're over. Ball short to Burton. Is that? Yes, it is. There's the try. Finally, they get a second try, the Bulldogs. 40 points to 8 with a kick to come. Apologies, having a few issues just there with the stream. Here they go. Galvin going to the line. They go out the back, and O'Sullivan for Preston short ball to Burton, who just accelerates away from KO Weeks in cover. It's a consolation, let's be honest, but it adds a bit more respectability to the scoreboard. Burton will take the conversion attempt. Look to convert his own try from 10 in from touch. He slots this one. Double digits now for the Dogs, 40 points to 10. Burton steps up not only as a try scorer, but as the secondary goal kicker. Cameron Ciraldo is certainly going to have some work to do, I think it's fair to say. So the Bulldogs bring it back now. King pushing forward. And played on tackle one, just inside his 10-metre line. Now, Ririnakama's there as well. Plays it back to Hayward. Hayward on to O'Sullivan, to Preston. Bounces out of the first tackle. Martin comes again. Preston wants to argue with the referee about whether he's held or not. Oh, Martin not taking a backward step as Hayes gives it on to Mann, to Galvin, to Salmon. That was a forward pass from Salmon to Tracy, but they're going to let it go. Now back to Mann. They're playing some razzle-dazzle now, the Bulldogs. Oh, shooting out of the line, looking for an intercept. Simi Sasangi, but got sold the dummy. Work on here. Kick comes down and Stewart takes this one. No mistake this time, fortunately for the Raiders. So the Raiders working it out of their own half now. Down towards the 40 here. They played on tackle 3 with Matt Tomoko. Now, Adam Mariota in. And working their way forward. Again, Mariota in for his second stint after starting the game for Hudson Young, who was on the bench with Ethan Strange after Origin. They come to Horsburgh now as they get over halfway. Ball for Noah Martin, and he leaves it behind. Chopped in half by Burton. The Raiders will get a hand to it, so it'll be pulled up. No, it won't. The referee's going to let it go. 6 minutes left. Advent. 6 minutes on the money. 0 tackle here. Not sure how the referee decided that was okay to let go, but here we are. Six again for a ruck infringement for the Bulldogs. Then they knock it on, so they're going to probably come back for a penalty here, I would have thought. But I'm not sure how that works. Play breaks down after the fact. This is just turning even more into a dog's breakfast. Dear, oh dear. Who'd be a footy fan? This has been an entertaining, from an interesting point of view, but not from a rugby league point of view, these two games today. The Sharks were good. The Raiders have been okay. They haven't been great, though, but the Bulldogs have made them look excellent. Corey Horsburgh drags Harry Hayes down. He'll play it on tackle 116 out from the line. They go to the right. Connor Tracy pokes his head through, gets the ball back inside. Pushing forward is Jamin Salmon. He's wrapped up short of the line and dragged down a metre out. Now 18 in from touch. Hayward will play it, get the ball at dummy half. So he plays it on to Mann, on. O'Sullivan, cut out ball for Ririnakama. He has to go down to a knee to take it. Bounces out of one, bounces out of Sanders' tackle. Can't bounce away from Martin and Starling. Starling will wrap him up on tackle 3. 13 out from the line, 16 in from touch on the left edge. O'Sullivan drifting across the field. Gives it on the out. Galvin. They push it wide now to Cherry. Bronson Cherry decides to grubber it in behind. Joe Tarpanay gives an offload. Oh, what about that? Off his knees, Joe Tarpanay sliding backwards, gives it to KO Weeks, who runs out of the in goal. All they had to do was get a hand on him, and it would have been a goal line dropout. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Matt Tomoko will now play it on tackle 2. 23 out from the line, 4 in from touch. Jed Stewart's thrown a rough ball to Simi Sasagi, who somehow reeled it in. Tom Starling in at dummy half. Now they go to Hudson Young. On to KO Weeks. No, that's right. That's Xavier Savage, who pushed in and took it out of KO Weeks' hands. Savage will play it now on tackle 4. Tom Starling gets out of dummy half. Bumps into Harry Hayes, who's offside. O'Sullivan now grabs him with a couple of others. That'll be tackle 5. Josh Papali and Dane Laurie on the bench having a giggle amongst themselves as Ethan Sanders just tries to put as much hang time on this as he can. Rinakama, a much better second half for the Canterbury Bulldogs winger. Still not great, but he had a half horrible in the first. As they go across now, Carraz for Galvin. Bronson Sherry up against Jed Stewart. Jed Stewart gets some help from Tomoko. They'll play this on tackle 2. 38 out from their line, 8 in from touch, the Bulldogs. Carraz is just drifting across field, hoping for something. I think that's the problem here. They're just hoping at the moment. Adam Mariota wraps up the ball. Noah Martin in there with him as well. They'll play it on tackle 3, a metre into the attacking half. Kurt Mann goes forward. O'Sullivan gives the ball, and Preston was chopped immediately by Simi Sasangi. That's tackle 4. 36 out from the line. O'Sullivan decides to overrun himself and runs into Joe Tarpanay. That's not what you want to be feeling as you go forward. That's tackle 5. Galvin, a little chip and chase. Go for the regather. Did they have an air swing of that kind of Tracy? Ball's gone forward. Has it from the Bulldogs. It's gone forward from everyone. There's about 5 knock-ons in there. Surely the referee can't let them play on here. That is outrageous. There's at least 3 knock-ons in that. And he's just let the Raiders run on with it for a 0 tackle. Jared Sutton's given up caring. That is just... This is very scrappy. That's the best thing we can say. He obviously saw it quite differently to how I did because, let's be honest, he hasn't given up caring, but it certainly looked like it at first there. Now, Jed Stewart will play just outside his 20 on tackle 2. Mariota goes at O'Sullivan. They try to bring him down. Preston's in there as well, and one more, and he'll play it on tackle 3, just short of the 30. Horsburgh, Sanders, Strange for Stewart. He'll take his second run of the set. He decides to come back infield as he was getting dragged towards the sideline. Carraz thinks maybe we'll drag him that way anyway. And he'll play it here 4 in from touch on the 40-metre line. Hudson Young, little wind-up step, and he's brought down just short of halfway by Harry Hayes. A tooth in the forehead, I think. Ethan Sanders will kick it flat and hard along the line, and Tracy's back there and will pick it up near his 10-metre line, gives it on to Rinakama. Jethro Rinakama gets to the outside. Oh, I think his calf's gone, though. He couldn't accelerate. Noah Martin gets there to him. 1 minute and 14 seconds left. This is just side-to-side, end-to-end rugby league at the moment. I don't know what everyone's trying to do here. There's absolutely no structure to anything that's going on. As Kurt Mann shoots through the middle, Ethan Strange is in pursuit. Remembering Mann used to be a fullback, so he's got plenty of pace, and he gets across here now. Jacob Preston to Rinakama on the outside. The calves come good now. Joe Tarpanay comes across and tries to drive him over the sideline, but Rinakama holds his ground. 50 seconds. That's tackle 2. 24 out from the line. 2 in from touch. Oh, my goodness. Galvin straightens. Strange was up there shutting down the angle, and he'll play it now on tackle 3 on the 30-metre line. Centre field. 37 seconds remaining. O'Sullivan, questionably flat ball. Tom Starling holds back on the outside, and Connor Tracy's going to come through and pick up the scraps and score. Gets the bow and arrow out. Consolation try to the Bulldogs. 40 points to 14. 21 seconds on the clock. Oh, what do we take from this, guys? There's going to be some review of the lead-up work here. Try confirm. Time on. Burton makes no mistake. So 40 points to 16. So 16 seconds to go. The Raiders, you'd think, will just go long. The Bulldogs might try and pull off some razzle-dazzle with one last play here. Well, let's just recap it while we're going through it. Zach Hosking, the headline with a hat trick. Total number of tries, we have 9 tries. Advent, 3 to Zach Hosking, 1 to Noah Martin, 1 to Xavier Savage, 1 to Simi Sasungi, 5 conversions from 6 attempts, and 3 successful penalty goals. As they go the short kick to the sideline. Oh, he stepped on the sideline here. Jamin Salmon. Oh, that's quite funny. That is quite funny. That is just, again, fitting for this game. So 1 second remaining, and that will be full time. I thought the Bulldogs were going to try and challenge that. But anyway, so that is there. That is the Raiders for the Bulldogs. 3 tries. Connor Tracy, Matt Burton, Jethro Vinakama. Stephen Crichton, none from 1. He'll be an injury watch from here. Matt Burton, 2 from 2 at the end. That makes up 40 points to 16. The Raiders kind of put the cue in the rack late there. They've probably got some work to do, I think it's fair to say, in terms of some of the areas there. And this score could be a little flattering if you're a Raiders fan. So great to have you all tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. And we'll see you on our next video. We'll be back in literally about 3 minutes with the Roosters up against the Eels. Looking forward to getting set for that one for kickoff very, very shortly. But until then, a big thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.